Charlie, I just think, honestly, you're too stupid to understand them.
Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married twice before.
And you, you lick sniz.
Under your religion.
You lick sniz.
What does that
You're
mean?
a fucking don't talk shit about my wife, you stupid bitch. Shut your mouth. It's because I'm better than you, Charlie.
No, it's because you're embarrassed, and you know that the traditional values that you try to sell people on are bullshit because you are not a traditional man.
I am a goddamn alpha male. Yes, I said it, alpha male. I don't care if you think that's toxic.
People look at me as soon as I walk in and they're like, who is this guy? I look like I'm going to hurt somebody.
You do not have to accept her rejection.
It's no secret that the Red Pill movement is pretty much in the grave at this point. And to be honest, I'm glad. YouTube needs to be cleansed 40 days and 40 nights of this madness. Between needing to make enough money to feed 10 families in the Philippines, needing to be void of all emotion, and needing to pack freezer meat the size of the Eiffel Tower, I don't know which way is up anymore. It's safe to say the Red Pill movement doesn't need any introduction. But if you don't know, it's about personal awakening and learning the truth about what life is outside of what's considered the Matrix. I'm sure a Red Pill connoisseur is punching the air and yelling at me about that explanation, but without all the extra fluff, that's pretty much what it is. Get over it. My first introduction to the Red Pill was VH1's The Pickup Artist, which was probably everyone's first introduction without them even realizing it. If you had your own TV and the only thing your parents were worried about you watching was HBO after 12 a.m., for obvious reasons, your only other choice is to get that same hit of dopamine were Girls Gone Wild commercials. VH1, MTV, BET, Uncut, and Tila Tequila on Howard Stern. Howard Stern was the first Adam 22, come to think of it. God, I need to get baptized again, bro. So anyway, The Pickup Artist. The Pickup Artist was my first introduction to Red Pill content, being a middle schooler. The purpose of the show was to help men find success in cold approaching women. Harmless in the grand scheme of things. Fast forward to more current times, the Red Pill looks very, very different. In the worst way possible. It went from peacocking, building your confidence, and at least having to actually approach women in person, to men providing sound advice to other men about improving themselves, to whatever the hell this is.
Guys who know me know I've talked about penis pumps for a while. So I'm here on YouTube, guys. This is not even FitX Talks. I'm going to tell you guys the truth about penis pumps. It's creating a vacuum that pumps blood through negative pressure to your junk. Let's not get complicated. That's all penis pumps do. Do penis pumps work? Yes and no.
How many inches does my junk need to be considered a man?
Minimum 7 inches. Every single man can get his wee-wee to 7 inches. If you're 5 inches, bro, you better start working on that shit today. Because the thing about women is, they won't tolerate it, but they prefer better. Women don't want to hurt your feelings. They don't want to tell you, yo, baby, I can barely feel when you're inside it. It don't have to be 12 inches, but you can be at least 7 and above. And you want your girl coming back for more. You want to be hitting that spot every time.
You better have a bad bitch. You better be ripped. You better fucking be rolling some sick shit. That's what I like. I grew up hustling. There has to be rims on my goddamn Phantom.
Let's take you, for example, and me. And we both pull up and we go to your girl. Odds are I'm gonna take that. If you compared me to you, you're not gonna win that battle. So the next time you think that your girl's on lock, I got the keys to the castle, mother.
Penis pumps.
A far cry from what it was, and to be honest, it's the biggest display of insecurity I've ever seen on or off the fucking internet. It seems as if it's focused on being as intimidating as possible, having the baddest arm candy money could buy, and just being this mythical Herculean alpha male. The concept of being an alpha male is not even a real thing in the first place. It was popularized by David Mech, who co-opted the term from Swiss wolf expert and ethologist Rudolf Schenkel, who first introduced the term in 1947. And since then, David Mech himself has debunked this concept.
The term alpha isn't really accurate when describing most of the leaders of wolf packs because the term implies that the wolves fought and competed strongly to get to the top of the pack. In actuality, the way they get there is merely by mating with a member of the opposite sex, producing a bunch of offspring, which are the rest of the pack then, and becoming the natural leaders that way, just like with a pair of humans producing a family.
There's phases of this red pill journey that men go through. You have your vulnerability phase, where you are binging the content and fully immersing yourself in everything that is red pill. The radicalization phase, where you're now obsessed with the content, and more often than not, it's manifesting through your actions, the way you talk, or like this.
Why is it okay for women to say, oh, you're 5 feet on dating sites? You should be dead. That's okay?
Who said that to you here? Nobody.
Women in general have said it on dating sites. You think I'm making that up? Everywhere I go, I get the same smirk with the biting lip.
Y'all like bodybuilders?
Bodybuilders?
Yeah.
I like skinny, scrawny guys.
How about multimillionaires? How about ages and thick? How about talented? How about loving and respectful? And I run a 6-minute mile. My testimony, I'm nothing but pure, and I ask you if you want to be in the YouTube channel. And you like scrawny.
And the last phase of the red pill journey is the individual deciding to leave the red pill, reevaluating everything they previously learned. The problem is, some men don't make it to this phase, and they end up being stuck and obsessed with the content they consume. Or, if you're a content creator and you've built your following around phase 2, it's not easy to transition your content. And more often than not, it's too late, because a lot of these content creators in this space have damaged their reputation beyond repair. So if you're following along here, they enter in phase 1, transition to phase 2, fuck up their reputation. They know their reputation is fucked, so now the only thing they have left to do is grift and sell you a course about how to be an alpha male, which prevents them from entering phase 3. Because once phase 3 starts, the following might leave, the views might drop, and now you're putting fries in the bag, which, according to alpha male and red pill ideology, is not so alpha. So unless you rebrand yourself, you're now stuck in this cycle of cosplaying Vince McMahon. There's a lot of reasons why this content is popular in the first place. Men not having success in the dating market, men not feeling respected by women, a lack of a mentor in their life, or just difficulty navigating who they think they need to be as a man. For some men, it's just simple as they're just scared of rejection, or they've internalized how other men have been rejected. I am married now, but I think God there was no cameras when I was shooting my shots, bro, because I have air ball. But that leads them to say things like, a woman will never love you for you, or the average man doesn't have a chance, which I don't agree with, because you can go to any mall, shopping outlet, inexpensive dinner spot, park, whatever, and see happy couples there, walking, holding hands, having a great time. So I chalk that up to certain men just being chronically online. And I'm specifically focused on some of the red pill's views on women here, because a lot of the content is created with the end goal in mind of helping a man get the woman he desires. And that's what it comes down to. Cheeks. Just cheeks. And it does this by putting men on a path to be high value. And on top of that, unfortunately, a lot of men tie their self-worth to the quality of woman that they could attract, or lack thereof. They can have a great career, a support system, etc., and still feel worthless or lonely because they lack an intimate connection with a woman. How things are today with social media constantly telling you you're not working hard enough, you're not making enough money to support some unrealistic lifestyle, you don't look good enough, it's pretty easy to understand why a lot of men and women are mentally checked out. This depression for men sometimes evolves into an us versus them mentality. Hating women without realizing they hate women, being abusive, saying all women are hoes, or for some of us, throwing dick around everywhere. Dating apps like Tinder, Hinge, and Bumble, which are all primarily made up of men, have made it easy to window shop dating options and just swipe into the void. Corn is super accessible now, with Twitter and Instagram being the main facilitators. Just pick your favorite female influencer and there's a 50% chance there's an OnlyFans link in her bio, or she's been to Dubai. Before I got off of Twitter, I would have to hide my phone in public when I was scrolling just in case anything popped up. But this leads to men being addicted to corn, having their perception of women altered dramatically, and in men under the age of 40 and as young as 20 suffering from ED. What I'm getting at here is having too many decisions at your disposal can lead to decision fatigue. And as humans, we're naturally wired to go toward the path of least resistance. And this is part of the reason why things have gotten so bad and why the red pill has been pushed to the forefront, or was pushed to the forefront at this point. And in my opinion, it's created this open gender war between both sides, with some women saying, men ain't shit. Men need to be providers. My money is my money and his money is our money. To men saying, women need to be more traditional. Women need to quit begging. They need to cook, clean, slop, top, drop, open up shop. You get the idea. Some men said, fuck it, I'ma just go overseas. Which, that's just sex tourism, and that's a topic for another day. This combination of things has created this extreme gamification of dating, and it's made way for red pill or red pill adjacent content creators to make a living off of giving men bad advice.
How to get yourself out of a drought if you're super down bad. This is the last resort. So you're going to want to search for the registered offenders that's near you. I know it sounds crazy, but you're going to keep searching until you find the girl that you want. I will block out her face, but she's an offender, so I don't really care. But after you find who you want to search them up on Facebook.
Do not be vulnerable with women.
But you've never been in love.
Women are not built to handle masculine problems. Being vulnerable with a woman is some of the worst advice that modern day women give to men, because if I sit there and I cry to you, oh my God, my life is hard, blah, 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 you might sit there and console me for a bit, but deep down you're like, you fucking bitch.
A woman's biggest weakness. The key thing in any man to woman relationship is to keep her chasing for your validation. And the honest truth is, it takes a certain level of game to keep her interest level high in you. And the best way to do this is through uncertainty. Uncertainty is a woman's weak spot. It's pretty much the opposite of validation.
So when you quit raging and you make it to phase 3, what does that look like?
I've watched almost every single podcast you ever did for about a year and a half. So much so that I bought into a lot of the things that you said. And for about 2 years, it led me astray and significantly damaged my personal life, including relationships.
How did it lead you astray?
Well, you told me to go sleep with a bunch of women and date multiple women at the same time, which I did. And it significantly damaged my life. And it wasn't until I actually turned around and started listening to Jesus Christ that I was saved. Now I'm happily married. I have one child now with another one on the way, and I've never felt happier.
Even Sneeko has made it to phase 3, and regardless of how you feel about him, he's right here. He's absolutely right.
Ultimately, the biggest mistake being part of the red pill manosphere wasn't really the ideology. The biggest mistake was being around people who are full of shit. It felt like somebody first walking into New York City, oh my God, the big city, huh? Get hit by a car, get robbed or mugged. Oh, I'm so drunk and I was the clueless guy, hey, la la la, la. I was wearing a crop top and short shorts in the subway at 2 a.m. Hey boys. If I were to ever do an apology video, it would be for being associated with these leeches. You don't need to follow this. Red pill is dead. Follow God.
So with that I ask, is the red pill actually helping, or is it playing on men's insecurities? For the most part, I think that shit is cooked, man. I think it's become about playing on men's insecurities for a bag and not really caring about whether they succeed or not. Because if they do succeed, why would they need your content anymore? They got the woman of their dreams, they got the house, they got the car, they got the money. They won, they have the cure. Most of these red pillers don't even live by the words that they preach. For example, telling your audience not to date single moms while at the same time dating a single mom. Dunking on gold diggers and OnlyFans models while at the same time using your influence as a creator to try and sleep with them. Teaching men how to be in relationships with women while at the same time not having been in a relationship until your mid-30s. They couldn't game their way out of a paper bag. They tell men to be stoic and level-headed while at the same time being emotional about every fucking thing and kicking women off your podcast the second they say something you don't like. Telling men you want to help them, but then charging them thousands of dollars for a alpha male boot camp.
You don't fucking deserve to be here. Fucking quit. You piece of shit. I want to be a better man. I want to be a better husband. I want to be a better father. I want to be a better, you fucking whiny piece of shit.
I can go on and on about why this shit is trash. I think a lot of this content indirectly or actually directly leads to men relegating women to only being sex objects, something to be conquered, or to just start despising women, or rather women in the West. There's 169 million women in the United States of America. 169 million women, and you're telling me you can't find one, not two, not three, not four, but one woman that likes you. Not one. Sounds like a skill issue, bro. Sounds like you're stuck in elo hell. Switching servers is not gonna make you better at the game. There are a few red pill adjacent content creators that aren't complete douchebags, but they're far and few in between. The bottom line is, content creators stuck in phase 2 and red pill raging to their audience are all trapped in an echo chamber. It reminds me of when Itachi put Kabuto in the Izanami and he was stuck there and had to literally play out the same circumstance until he just figured his fucking life out. They're trapped and they need to figure themselves out internally. And just to clarify, there is nothing wrong with men's improvement content, but all that other shit is not helping men at all. It's the izanami. They're trapped. Probably forever. In my opinion, the best way to navigate into or within a relationship is to talk to people who have been in long-term marriages. I've gotten a lot of great advice from people who've been married for years and even people who've been divorced. You can learn a lot of good things about how to not mess up a relationship talking to them. Sometimes. Find a mentor at church. Talk to your grandparents if they're still with you and if they have the relationship that you desire to have in the future. Go to therapy. I've personally found a lot of success in doing that. Go to couples therapy if you're in a relationship. At least try all of that before trading your dignity and self-respect to listen to one of these alpha male weirdos. So yeah, the red pill's on life support, if not dead already, it's falling apart. It's been falling apart for years, man. And it's become a way for grifters, men and women, to propel themselves financially. In a nutshell, it's heroin. Very easy to consume, addictive, entertaining, but you definitely do not need that shit. And keep in mind, for the vast majority of men, you don't need to make 6 figures if she likes you. You don't have to be 6 foot tall if she really likes you. Just go on a date with a Mexican if you're 5'3". They don't care about that shit. Just joking. Halfway. You don't have to be a shooting guard for the Lakers. You don't need to sleep with 50+ women to understand the type of woman that's good for you. You for damn sure don't need a vasectomy. And how alpha you are does not matter because your girlfriend can still roll bounce out of your life with a construction worker if you're a shit human being. Thanks for watching.